JT felt himself being swooped up into her arms and swung around and around and around. Then she held him at arm's length and said, looking over him, "Can't say that you've grown none, though. You just as string beanie as ever." JT threw his arms around her and buried his head in her soft shoulder. From across the room, he could feel his mother's eyes staring at him. Mama Melcy, sensing the tension between them, said, "Well, let's eat now. I'm as hungry as a berry picker." JT sat down at the table at his grandmother's suggestion. His mother brought the turnip greens and cornbread to the table and sat down stiffly. JT watched as Mama Melcy broke up her cornbread into her glass of buttermilk and then took her spoon and started to eat. JT took some turnip greens onto his plate and stared down at the green pot liquor running out of them. He didn't dare look at his mother. Mama Melcy looked back and forth at her daughter and grandson, wishing there was something she could do to bring them closer together. "These instant products is right good," Rodine said. "Ain't much use starting from scratch anymore. I sure am hungry. When I got off the bus, I felt faint-like from not eating, so I come upon one of those food machines." Sensing that her story was warming them up, she continued, "I was ready to try anything, so I reached into my pocketbook and got out a quarter and pushed it into that place where it says to, and then I pushed grape soda. And do you know what that contraption did? Oh, it spurts out grape soda all right, only it forgets the paper cup." JT could not keep from laughing now, and his mother joined in. "I'll say one thing, though," Mama Melcy continued. "I got my quarter back. Leastways, that contraption was honest. Dumb, but honest." Rodine got up from the table and started to clear the dishes. "Even a machine knows you can't get by with being dishonest," she said. JT's grin faded. He looked down at his plate. He wondered if the cat would like turnip greens. He doubted it. He felt Mama Melcy's eyes on him and looked up. He liked the way Mama Melcy was looking at him. He thought, if I ever took a trip in that red convertible, maybe we'd stop by for a visit with her down home. Mama Melcy leaned closer to JT and asked, "What do you want for Christmas, child?" JT looked at her for a long time. "A cat," he said. Then, gathering his determination, he continued, "I want me this cat I found. You reckon I could have him? Could I? He needs a home. He's real bad off, near dead almost. Could I?" A long silence followed. His mother got up from the table and scraped the leftovers from her plate into the garbage can, then said, "I don't have me enough troubles. I gotta nurse me a half-dead cat. Anyhow, only animals they allow in this place is rats. But Mama, he's liable to die. Please, could I keep him? I'm afraid he'll die." JT looked anxiously from his mother to his grandmother. "Well," his mother replied, "a cat's got 9 lives. Losing one won't matter much." JT went into the front room and switched on the television. He had just finished supper, but somehow he felt empty inside. Later that evening, as he was getting ready for bed, Mama Melcy was unpacking her old cardboard suitcase. When she finished, she crossed over to the window. "You sure got some peculiar windows in this house, opening out onto solid brick walls. Maybe that wall is a machine, and if you put a quarter in it and punch view, with my luck, you'd get a grape soda," Rodine replied. Mama Melcy laughed and said, "With or without the paper cup." It was good having Mama Melcy around, JT thought. That night, JT lay in his bed with the tiny radio next to his ear. The room was dark except for the lights from across the street that visited JT every night, popping in uninvited, flexing their neon muscles, bar and grill, bar, grill, bar, grill, throbbing in and out of the room, pulsating electric messages across JT's body and over the walls. JT stared blankly at the lights, unable to sleep. He wished he could send his own messages out through the night to the house where Bones was. He wondered if Bones felt as alone as he did. He closed his eyes, but sleep was nowhere inside him. He had too many feelings and worries in his head, and there was just no room for rest.
One, action.
So we learned that Mama Melcy had to take the bus home alone because JT didn't show up yesterday. She was able to break the ice a little bit during dinner by sharing her story of going to the vending machine to purchase a grape soda, and the soda came out without a cup. So the family thought that was hilarious. They seem to have a really good relationship, JT and Mama Melcy. I'm wondering if you can comment below on your relationship with your grandparents.